Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you'd bet your entire life on their loyalty? Well, I did. And what I discovered when I went undercover at my husband's company didn't just break my heart, it shattered everything I thought I knew about the man I married. Let me take you back to where this all started. My name is Sarah, and I've been married to Vincent for 7 years. 7 years of what I thought was a perfect marriage. He was a senior manager at a tech company, worked long hours, brought home a good salary, and always told me he loved me before kissing me goodnight. But here's the thing about perfect marriages, sometimes they're only perfect on the surface. It all began at a dinner party 3 months ago. My best friend Monica and I were having wine in the kitchen while our husbands talked business in the living room. Monica looked at me with this strange expression and said something I'll never forget. "Sarah, I hate to say this, but I saw Vincent at that new Italian restaurant downtown last Tuesday. He was with a woman. They looked close." My heart dropped. But I defended him immediately. Vincent had told me he was working late that Tuesday. There had to be an explanation. Monica apologized, said maybe she was wrong, maybe it wasn't him. But the seed of doubt was planted. That night, I confronted Vincent. He laughed it off, said Monica must have seen someone who looked like him, that he would never do that to me. He seemed so genuine, so hurt that I would even question him. I felt guilty for doubting him. But Monica wasn't convinced. A week later, she made me a bet over coffee. "Sarah, I love you, and I hate seeing you in denial. Here's what I propose: go undercover. Apply as an intern at his company. See what he's really like when you're not around. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize and never bring it up again. But if I'm right, you'll know the truth." I thought she was crazy. But the doubt kept eating at me. Every late night, every business trip, every time he checked his phone and smiled. I wondered. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I took the B. Now, you might be wondering how I pulled this off. Vincent worked in a different city at the company's headquarters, about an hour away. He'd leave early, come home late. I had never visited his office, never met his colleagues. It was his world, and I wasn't part of it. I did my research. The company was hiring summer interns for their marketing department. I updated my resume, used my maiden name, wore glasses I didn't need, dyed my hair from blonde to dark brown, and dressed completely differently than my usual style. I looked like a different person. The interview was nerve-wracking. What if someone recognized me? What if Vincent walked by? But I got through it, and 3 days later, I received the email. I was hired. My first day was absolutely terrifying. I walked into that building with my heart pounding so hard I thought everyone could hear it. I kept my head down, avoided eye contact, and prayed Vincent wouldn't see me. The marketing department was on the 3rd floor. Vincent's office was on the 5th. I felt slightly safer knowing we were separated by 2 floors. But I knew I'd have to see him eventually. That was the whole point. For the first week, I kept my distance. I observed. I listened. I learned the company culture, made friends with other interns, and slowly started asking casual questions about the managers upstairs. That's when I first heard her name. Jessica. One of the other interns, a girl named Emma, was gossiping during lunch break. "Oh my God, have you guys seen Jessica from HR? She's gorgeous. I heard she's dating one of the senior managers, but they're keeping it secret because of company policy." My blood ran cold. I played it cool, laughed along, and asked innocently, "Oh really? Who's the manager?" Emma leaned in and whispered, "I don't know for sure, but I've seen her going into Vincent Chen's office a lot. And they always have lunch together on Thursdays." Vincent Chen. My husband. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, and locked myself in a stall. I couldn't breathe. Monica was right. She was actually right. But I needed proof. I needed to see it with my own eyes. Thursday came, and I volunteered to deliver documents to the 5th floor. My supervisor thought I was being helpful. I was actually planning my surveillance mission. I walked past Vincent's office slowly, heart racing. The door was slightly open. I could hear voices inside. His voice. And a woman's laugh. Soft, flirty, intimate. I couldn't see inside without being obvious, so I walked to the break room nearby and waited. 15 minutes later, they emerged together. Vincent looked relaxed, happy, laughing at something she said. Jessica was beautiful, young, probably in her late 20s. Everything about her body language screamed intimacy. They walked to the elevator together, still talking, still smiling. I followed at a distance, 3 other employees between us. In the elevator, I stood in the corner, head down, watching them through the reflection in the steel doors. That's when I saw it. Vincent's hand. On the small of her back. Just for a second. A gentle, possessive touch. The kind of touch you give someone you're intimate with. I felt like I was going to be sick. They got off on the ground floor, headed to the parking garage. I followed, keeping my distance. They got into his car. The same car I had kissed him goodbye in that morning. I watched them drive away, probably to some restaurant where they could be alone. Where he could be with her the way he was supposed to be with me. I went back to my desk and spent the rest of the day in a daze. That night, when Vincent came home, he kissed me on the forehead and said, "How was your day, honey?" Like nothing was wrong. Like he hadn't just spent his afternoon with another woman. I smiled and said, "It was fine." "How was yours?" He shrugged. Same old, same old. Meetings, paperwork, boring stuff. Liar. I went to bed that night with my back turned to him, tears silently rolling down my face. But I didn't confront him. Not yet. Because I wasn't just going to catch him. I was going to expose him. In the most devastating way possible. Over the next 2 weeks, I became someone I didn't recognize. I documented everything. Every time Vincent and Jessica were together, I took photos from a distance. Every lunch meeting, every lingering look, every suspicious moment. I befriended Emma and other interns who loved to gossip. I learned that Vincent and Jessica had been seeing each other for almost 6 months. 6 months of lies. 6 months of him coming home to me, pretending everything was fine. But here's what Vincent didn't know. I wasn't just some intern. I had connections too. I reached out to the company's CEO, Mr. Harrison. He and my father had been business partners years ago. I requested a private meeting, told him I was James's daughter, and explained everything. I showed him the evidence. Mr. Harrison's face went pale. Not because of the affair, but because Jessica was in HR. She had access to confidential information. And Vincent, as a senior manager, had direct influence over hiring, promotions, and terminations. The affair wasn't just immoral. It was a massive liability for the company. Mr. Harrison thanked me and said he would handle it personally. He asked me to stay 1 more week, to act normal, to let him investigate internally. That week was the hardest of my life. Watching Vincent lie to my face every single day. Watching Jessica walk around the office like she owned the place. But I kept my composure. And then came the company-wide meeting. Friday afternoon, everyone was called to the main conference room. All departments, all managers, all interns. It was unusual, but we were told it was a mandatory company update. Vincent was there, sitting in the front row with other managers. Jessica was a few rows behind him. I sat in the back with the other interns, my heart pounding. Mr. Harrison stood at the podium and began. "Thank you all for coming. Today, I need to address a serious matter regarding professional conduct and company policy violations." The room went silent. He continued. "It has come to my attention that 2 employees have been engaging in an undisclosed relationship that violates our ethics code and creates conflicts of interest. This relationship has compromised the integrity of our HR processes and managerial decisions." I watched Vincent's face turn white. Jessica looked around nervously. Mr. Harrison didn't say their names. He didn't have to. Effective immediately, both individuals involved have been terminated. We take these violations seriously, and we will be reviewing all decisions made by these employees over the past year to ensure fairness and compliance. Vincent stood up, started to protest, but security was already moving toward him. Jessica was escorted out moments later. The entire office watched in shocked silence. As Vincent was being led out, he looked around the room, probably searching for sympathy. His eyes landed on me. And in that moment, I took off my glasses. Let him see my face clearly. The recognition hit him like a truck. His mouth opened in shock. He understood. I gave him the coldest smile I could manage and mouthed 2 words, "Game over." That evening, Vincent came home. Or tried to. I had already changed the locks. His belongings were in boxes on the front lawn. My lawyer's card was taped to the biggest box. He called me 50 times. I didn't answer. He sent texts begging for forgiveness, saying it was a mistake, that he still loved me. But here's what I learned through all of this. Love isn't just about words. It's about actions. It's about integrity. And when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Monica was right. I was living in denial, trusting blindly. But going undercover didn't just expose Vincent. It showed me my own strength. It showed me that I deserved better. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. I got the house, a fair settlement, and most importantly, my self-respect back. Vincent? He struggled to find work after being fired for ethics violations. Jessica moved to another city. I heard they didn't last 3 months after everything fell apart. As for me? I rebuilt my life. Started my own consulting business. Found happiness in my independence. And that bet I made with Monica? I bought her the most expensive bottle of wine I could find and told her, "Thank you for not letting me live a lie." Sometimes the truth hurts. But living in deception hurts even more. If you ever feel that something is off in your relationship, trust your instincts. Don't ignore the red flags. And remember, you deserve someone who chooses you every single day, not someone who makes you question your worth. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't destruction. It's walking away with your dignity intact and building a life so good, they'll regret ever losing you.